guys, coming here. Welcome back to Langrisser 4.0 news from the future. So on this part of the video, we'll be featuring the talent and exclusive with 3C of this collab characters, Selvaria on rank 6. So any old or repeated skills we'll be skipping, and we will be looking at the full details during the demo play. So yep, and towards the end of the video I'll be showcasing the summarized text of the skills that I've done for you guys to check out. So remember to stay and watch to the end. So are you guys ready? Let's get started. So right, the next the new collaboration of the year 2022 in the CN server is Langrisser X VC, which is initially, back in the old days, I thought this is apparently gonna be, or this is the sequel of the other game from Square E known as Valkyrie Profile. So I thought apparently this is gonna be Valkyrie Profile 3 and so on. But they finally talk about how the Valkyrie world is, well, in the past and linked to present, but apparently nope, they are two different games. So silly on me. And okay, before we look at the talent and all the skills, well, things you guys want to look at, it's some in-depth details and research purpose. So here we go. So right, this character Selvaria, okay, she looks like a general to me, always like a captain. And is she wearing, is that just protective gears for her tights, or is that some kind of sexy socks? Okay, some of the details. So okay, another things for you guys, if you're interested to go cosplay, you can just cos as Valkyrie Chronicles characters and say you're from Langrisser. How convenient it is. Okay, definitely quite some details, and details that I'm definitely will not be just looking at a head and a face. So right, I have both these characters in my summon, so kind of lucky get both Alicia and Selvaria. Okay, we'll be going through on her talent at rank 6. So okay, her faction are from Empire. Okay, I guess it right. Strategy and collaboration faction. Then moving to her talent. Okay, I will just do a rough translation of the name, so hopefully I'm not wrong. Okay, the talent is known as Blaze Blue Domain. And alright, increase crit rate and crit damage by 30%. And when there are enemies with 100% HP, 5 squares or tiles around you, they'll receive 1.5 times fixed damage based on your attack. Okay, pretty short, straightforward. I like it. So okay, let's re-summarize again. So number 1, increase your crit rate and crit damage by 30%. That's definitely a lot. Number 2, when there are enemies with 100% HP, 5 squares or tiles around you, they'll receive 1.5 times fixed damage based on your attack. So this second part is may or may not be that awesome. If basically you can only do it once, because once your enemy who is within your range, they are not at 100% HP, this talent will not trigger. So I'll just give it like a 3 out of 10 points if I got to say it. So not too good or not too bad maybe, but even for PvP wise, nowadays a lot of players who are playing Apex, they should have a few braces, or they have made use of other characters' skills or talent to be immune against fixed damage. So it's not that awesome. it kind of came out. This character come out too late, I gotta say it. And it's almost like the equivalent of Joshua from the Trails of Skies collab. So it's kind of shabby, really got to say it. Then, alright, moving on to her class, but who knows, she might be stronger than it seems. Nah, just kidding. Apparently, in the last Apex competition S10, basically most of the players who use this collaborate, any of the collaborate heroes from this VC collaborations, they kind of fail to progress towards the end, and a lot of them lose. So definitely not a great idea. Hey, you guys will know when I post the S10 videos. So right, coming to her default class or initial path. Okay, we have her new exclusive skill 1. So yep, she's a backup commander. Okay, the skill is known as Disarm. So its type is physical. Okay, attack and deal 1.5 times damage to an enemy. Then number 2, after dealing damage to enemy, reduce the enemy's unit's range by -1 for a turn and cannot be dispelled. So not too bad. So if you're fighting against a close combat unit who can only hit 1 squares or tiles, these skills will be very great. You make them -1, so it's like an equivalent of Rosalia's 3C, make their range -1, so when they try to attempt to attack you, you'll not be taking any damage. So how cool it is. Okay, let's re-summarize again. So number 1, attack and deal 1.5 times damage to an enemy. Number 2, after dealing damage to the enemy, reduce the enemy's unit's range by 1 for a turn and cannot be dispelled. So the cool thing is that this skill is undispellable, so it's pretty strong or efficient. It's definitely a good skill. I'm not sure if it's gonna be 1C or 2C. We'll know it during the demo play. Then moving to her first path, second class and third class. So she has S/. Then okay, the path is known as Commander, and her third class is known as 3 stars. I'm not sure what it means. Definitely taken from the game or the anime itself. Okay, the exclusive skill 2 is known as Domination Orders. So apparently it's a support skill, and you get to choose 1 out of 3 options. So I'm gonna presume this is definitely gonna be a 1C skills, because even though you get to choose 1 out of 3 skills, they are kind of short and not lengthy. So right, going through. So right, is break into 3 skills known as full force attack or all attack. Then number 2, full defense, and number 3, full destruction. So we'll go with number 1, full force attack or all attack. Okay, is a support command or a skill. So okay, number 1, full force attack or all attack, cause all allies within range to have their attack and intelligence increased by 20%. This will last for 2 turns, and that's it. So number 2, full defense, cause all allies within range to have their defense increased by 20%, while magical defense by 30%. Again, lasts for 2 turns only. And number 3, full destructions. All allies within range will have their crit rate increased by 20%, will last for 2 turns. So number 3, full destruction, is definitely a more encouraged skills to be used, because other than the third skills, full destruction, the rest of the skills can just be pumped using your faction buff, and your characters will get buffed with this boost. However, faction buff do not increase crit rate, so casting full destruction will be very efficient for the whole team. Definitely a great boost and causing them to do, well, bonus damage based on chances. So alright, let's repeat again. So number 1, full force attack. Cause all allies within range to have their attack intelligence increased by 20%, lasts for 2 turns. Number 2, full defense. Cause all allies within range to have their defense increased by 20% and magic defense by 30%, lasts for 2 turns. Number 3, full destructions. All allies within range will have crit rate increased by 20%, it will last for 2 turns. So, okay. So basically one of the first path is for infantry, and then on her second path it's archer, aka sniper in the characters, and it's known as True Deep Blue Witch path. Yep. Shinso Aomajo Sen. So the skills I'll be skipping because they are all repeated. You have snipe, then nope. Okay, moving on to 3C. So we're gonna be quick. Let's not waste everyone's time. Trying my best as much as possible. So yep, she get to transform, and apparently her skill is pretty much similar to Zerida's 3C, because on the first turn you got to transform and you're gonna become like an Alhazard, and second turn you're gonna use your damaging skills, then it's just gonna keep repeating the cycle, and same goes for the skills. Her 3C is known as Force of Valkyrie. It's both transformation and physical active skills. So okay, here we go. Okay, when using these skills, heal units HP by 30% and render this unit unable to move again, or teleport. Number 2, increase crit rate by 20%. Number 3, when using skills, increase the unit range by +7. Whoa! Okay, so when entering battle, the closer the enemy is to you, the lesser damage the lesser he damage you will deal. Sorry. So it's capped at 35% reduction. So the whole effect will last for a turn, and until the end of next turn, these skills will change to Flash of Valkyrie. All effects from these skills cannot be dispelled nor immune. So right, moving to Flash of Valkyrie, the second skills after transformation. So okay, these skills will ignore guard, the attack and deal 1.4 times damage to an enemy, and if the enemy distance from you is 9 or more, increase damage deal by 20%. And during battle, both parties' soldiers will not be able to attack, and damage deal is directly against hero. So they've a skill, the description, everything give me the feeling of this more like a combination of Zerida's and SP Sigma, using his skills that he'll teleport over and challenge you, but instead you'll be battling them at a very far range. So if you'll be choosing the archer path, your default range is 2 squares or tiles, and in combination with these skills +7, you'll get at least 9. I'm not sure if mixing with Uliabo. No, Uliabo will not help because it will help because it just increased unit range by +7. But if you want to do more damage to enemy, I would not recommend going Uliabo, and since her range is kind of, well, almost 80% over the map. So right, let's resummarize again. So number 1, back to Force of Valkyrie, which is during the transformation part. So number 1, after using the skill, heal the unit's HP by 30% and render this unit to not able to move again, or teleport. Number 2, increase crit rate by 20%. Number 3, when using the skills, increase unit range by +7 squares or tiles range. Then number 4, when entering battle, the closer the enemy is to you, the lesser the damage you will deal. So the maximum is capped at 35%. So apparently this skill has a very great drawback, especially against unit that has very long legs, because long legs unit like Leon will definitely try to move and charge in to attack you, even if you have heroes to help you guard against them. The moment, as the skill described, you'll not be able to move, so during your turn you definitely got to choose to attack that hero. If it just so happened to be in range, you got to clear this hero. You experience 35% damage reduction, so definitely a huge drawback. I'm not sure how can we play this hero efficiently. I mean, this is definitely very cool to go against PvE maps. Enemy, you can just bait or kite them, but maybe not so good for PvP. And alright, so the whole effect lasts for a turn, and until the end of next turn, the skills will change to Flash of Valkyrie. All effects from the skills cannot be dispelled nor immune. Then alright, for Flash of Valkyrie, number 1, the skills will ignore guard. Number 2, attack and deal 1.4 times damage to an enemy. Number 3, if enemy distance from you is 9 or more squares or tiles, you increase the damage deal by 20%. And number 4, during the battle, both party soldiers will not be able to attack, and damage deal is directly against hero. So okay, accessories wise, definitely going for Twilight. So you got to break characters with Last Rite. So yep, it's kind of straightforward. So yep, that's it for Selvaria. I gotta say, after going through the skills, I'm not that excited actually. As even some players do comment that the collaboration came a bit too late, and that's why it caused characters like Wet Ham, Elma, and Emperor Lavina to be pushed forward. So if characters like this collaboration hero should have came during the S9 Apex, that will make them more efficient and more powerful. Well, how did you guys think? Leave it down in the comment section below. Okay, we have come to the end. Remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys on next part of video featuring Alicia.